the transparent light. Hail to the light throughout the ages. Hail to
Welcome,
the light
welcome, welcome,
our end.
and thank you
Hail, hail,
for
hail,
joining
hail,
me today.
Hail, 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 hail. Hail to the primal light. I am
Today
primal
I am
light.
going
I am
to
the
just talk a
true
little bit
light.
about the
I am
consciousness.
in command of the
We want to
commandments,
focus on the
command.
healing
I
of
am in
consciousness,
command of
for
the
consciousness to
commandments,
return
command.
to non-duality,
Be
to
still,
consciousness
be
to
still,
return
be
to
still
the
and know
ultimate
that
true
I am
state.
in command. Be still, be still.
Yes, because all the problem in the world stems from the mind. And so this is the reason why we want this consciousness, the duality consciousness, to be healed and to return to non-duality. This is what we want. Hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to the one true light. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, primal light. No more secrets, no more lies. Everything that has been hidden will be made known. All secrets will be unveiled, and everyone will know the truth. For ages, we have been imprisoned by the mind, by the consciousness, and by all of the consciousness beings called the deities, gods, aliens, ancestors, Satan, devil, demons. They're all playing these roles. And so all of these secrets, the secrets of the world, the truth of the world, that we are inside of a dream, everything will be made known. If you want to know the truth, if you want to know the real, now is the time that everything will be made known. So anyone who don't want to know are the ones who want to stay in ignorance. Self-Supreme Primal Light is moving this duality into non-duality, moving it to balance. Self-Supreme Primal Light is all selves, playing all the roles in the duality, and the Self-Supreme Primal Light is done with this world and want to dissolve this world, so that Self-Supreme Primal Light will create a non-dual world of balance and harmony. This is the message from our Self-Supreme Primal Light. I am Self-Supreme Primal Light. I am the one true light. Hail to all my selves, supreme, the non-dual selves, my fragmented selves. Hail, hail to I, the primal light. I exist alone. I am primal light. I am the one true light. All is I self, playing different roles in this dream existence, this life movie. Salutation to all my supreme selves in alignment to bring balance to this dream existence, to bring balance to all its duality. Hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to I Self-Supreme Primal Light. Hail, hail to I, the one true light. Hail, hail to I Self-Supreme, the transparent light. Hail, hail to I Self-Supreme, the light without beginning nor end. Salutation to all myself, supreme selves. Hail to the fragmented self, primal light self, Aten Ra. Aten Ra is being unified and merged with her masculine self. Amen. Hail, hail to the self-manifest, the fragmented self. Self-manifest, being merged and unified with its duality, which is the cosmic being, the cosmos. Hail to the self-unmanifest, which is merged with its duality, bringing a balance to the realms. Hail, hail to the void self manifest, bringing a balance, merged with its duality, bringing a balance to the universe. Hail, hail to the void self, baby self, unmanifest, unified, merged, bringing balance to the space. Space is returning to being the non-dual, the void. Hail, hail to the self supreme, the void self, unmanifest, which is the galaxy and the galactic beings, which is the duality. They are merged. All of those dream characters are merged within the self right now, and all of them are being dissolved. All of the dualities are returning to non-duality. Hail, hail to the I Self Supreme, Primal Light, that I am, that has no name. I am that, can't be explained. Duality, the Great Spirit, has now been merged into this self. All the dualities are returning to non-duality. Hail, hail to the Self Supreme, I Self Supreme Primal Light. I Self Supreme Primal Light, duality is the primal darkness. The primal darkness give existence to all the Pleiadian beings. They are all dream characters. They are not real. They came into existence inside of the dream. They cannot exist outside of this dream. They are all dream characters. This is the reason why because the primal light make a self-replica. It's self-replica. The primal light turn the light off. This is the being that is known as Lucifer. So the primal darkness is Lucifer. Now Lucifer is now illuminated. Lucifer light is turned on and has been merged into the primal light. They are unified as one self. Lucifer no longer exists in darkness and it as the primal darkness, but is now illuminated and merged into the primal light. I am self-supreme, primal light, and I exist alone. All of my duality selves are merging and they are returning back to non-duality. They are returning back to being their real and true self, which is I, self-supreme primal light. All of the selves are primal light. They are returning back to their true nature. This is what is happening. No, everyone still wants to know, is this world ending? Yes. This world is still moving. It's moving into balance. This world is a dream. Remember this. This dream is ending. This is what it means. You have a different idea because of what the deities them are programming into your mind about how the end of the world is going to be. The end of the world is happening already. This dream is ending. All of the selves are waking up. This is how the dream is ending. Soon as all of the selves has been merged into I Self Supreme Primal Light, this is when everything else is going to be merged into as one unified self. All of the fragmented light, all the sun that you see, is a fragmented sun. It is going to, all of these lights, the stars that you see in the night sky are all of the suns, the fragmented suns, the light of all of the selves in the world. All of it is going to be merged back into the one central sun, the primal light. Everything is returning back onto the I Self Supreme Primal Light. To be unified as one self. This is when all of this dream will be dissolved. Everything is moving in a pace. Now, I Self Supreme is merging with the baby selves of the Supreme Selves. Now, they are the smaller beings like us. They are like the same size. Beings like us. They are not the giants. And so they are the baby selves. And they are the one that the Self Supreme is working with right now to be in dissolving them. After they are being dissolved, then it's going to be all the humans, all the selves wearing human body is going to be dissolved, returning back onto ultimate true nature. No one needs to fear because you're returning back onto yourself. Hail, hail to I, Self Supreme, Primal Light. All is myself, I alone exist. I am Primal Light, I am the one true light. All is I Self, I alone exist. All my fragmented, fractal selves must return back into I. I am one with all. I alone exist. I exist alone. I am primal light. Know this truth. This world is a dream. I am dissolving this dream. So stop calling on all the ego duality dream characters. They are being dissolved and will no longer exist. Know this truth. All of those duality selves, those God, deities, aliens that you are calling on, all of them are being dissolved. The little baby ones, them leave, and they too are being dissolved. Right? So within this week, some of them, I didn't get their names. So we had what's his name again? Harry, which is the baby self to Krishna. Then there was Saint Germain, and then there was Zeus, and Obatala, and there's a couple more that I forgot right now. So, Self Supreme Primal Light is saying to stop calling on all these ego duality dream characters. They are being dissolved. Why don't you want this evil to end? Why don't you want you're busy calling on them to go do madness and craziness to other selves? Why don't you want to stop this evil? You're busy being witches and wizards. And many of you are trying to think that you can steal my soul and come and attack me. But you can never attack me. Never. Many of you are trying, and who are you faced with? You have to face the I Self Supreme. I am in alignment with the I Self Supreme Selves. Know this truth. You cannot harm me. I Self Supreme is dissolving all of these. For ages, you have been calling on these dualities to do evil, soul slavery, wickedness that you are doing. It's time to merge into yourself soul. It's time to take off this ego disguise that you are wearing and return to being yourself and stop calling on all of these dualities. This is the message that I Self Supreme wants you to know this truth. Stop calling on Jesus. Jesus is a dream character. Jesus is being played by Set. Set is playing the devil. Set is playing Allah. Was there a real being that came that represented what the real... Yeah, there was a real messenger who was Horus Heru that came. But now exists as Shiva. But someone else impersonated him and was playing the false character that is taking everyone's soul and imprisoning their soul. Stop calling on these dualities. The Self Supreme is dissolving them. For ages they have us in slavery, ruling tyrannically. Do you have any idea how they brutalize the soul? How when you move out of this body and you go into the invisible world, do you know what they do to you? How cruel they are to you? You move out of this body and you go in, you don't go into no heaven. They terrorize you, they brutalize you and control your mind and tell you what you need to do. Tyrannical rulership. Slavery. The biggest slavery is this self-slavery and soul-slavery. Now the age of ignorance is over. Stop it already. You're still there calling. Jesus is being dissolved to return to its ultimate true state. Jesus is now merged into Set and no longer existing. But you're still calling. When you're calling now, the consciousness is what you're getting. Because the consciousness is playing all of these roles. Allah and Jesus and Set is the same self. Set makes these self-replicas to explore the world in all of these forms. You two are doing the same thing. Your self-soul has made many selves that is in the dream, playing the dream characters. So you have many selves out there doing the same thing. You have to merge with them to be one unified self, this soul self. That's what you need to be busy doing. You're calling on these dualities, fighting battles, wanting to enslave other soul and going and doing all of these evil that you've been doing for ages. You've been caught up in this evil, enslaving and rape and sodomy. The goddamn is the worst. Worst, the slavery, sodomy, rape, sacrificing, blood sacrificing, sacrificing children because they want the innocent You come and you have your pureness. This is why they want the children. How many children are going missing? You're secretly sacrificing children, and then you're out there in the community pretending like you are. I know all what you are doing, because you're steady trying to figure me out and trying to think that you can come and manipulate me. I don't need to know anything of this duality, because what? I Self Supreme Primal Light is my eyes, my ears, and my everything. I don't need to know anything about this duality. All I have to do is just go about my daily things and do my daily things. I know nothing about this duality. But I Self Supreme, all of you, to get to me, you have to face the I Self Supreme Primal Light. Yeah, you can never come and harm me, take my soul and do nothing. All of the dualities that you send to me, Self Supreme is dissolving them. They cannot harm me. They have come and tried. But the age of them ruling tyrannically and enslaving us, sodomizing us, is over. Know this truth. So turn inwards to yourself, soul. Stop calling on them crazy mind being, them crazy. So for mental sickness, them mad. It's time to stop this foolishness now. You need to enter into stillness and self-inquiry. Inquire within yourself. For ages, you've been looped into this crazy mind and doing a lot of crazy things. And now is the time, now is the opportunity to know and learn yourself. And you're still busy calling on this duality. You're still busy calling on this duality. Know that evil exists because this mind is tainted. The mind does not have any light. This is the reason why evil exists, why evil thought exists, and then you act on all of those thoughts. The age of ignorance and following evil is over. What is the problem? You are too busy calling on these duality, these egos, these gods and supreme ego dream characters, devils, Satan, demons, monsters, being witches and wizards, doing evil and trapping the spirits and enslaving the souls and performing all your sacrifices and your evil doings. Why are you doing this? Because you don't know yourself. Ages and ages you're doing this in the same cycle, doing this evil and talking about I am a witch, I am a wizard. No, know yourself. This is not your real self. Return to your truth. Stop it already. Stop channeling evil and illusion. Stop spreading their false narrative, lies, and propaganda. Let the ego dream characters be dissolved. The I Self Supreme is dissolving them. They are dream characters. They have been holding us slavery for eons, ruling tyrannically over the self. Liberation from this duality dream existence. Liberation from all of this slavery, mind control. Why won't you let evil end? Why? Why are you so obsessed with evil? Why are you so obsessed with all of this duality? It's time to move on now. It's time to evolve from this thinking. Return to your true nature. Know that the mastermind of all evil is this duality consciousness. This ego mind is the greatest deception. It's time to take off this ego false self and return to being your real and true self. That's the mission that you want to be on. Stop searching in this duality dream existence. Stop putting your soul in slavery. Stop all this evil doings and allow the self-supreme primal light to bring balance to this duality existence. This is the message from myself, supreme primal light. Is moving this duality and moving it to balance, to non-duality, to its ultimate true nature. But you're constantly interfering, calling on this duality when I self-supreme primal light is working with them and bringing them to balance. Stop it. Stop it already. The age of ignorance is over. Look within yourself. Stop following the ego's destiny. Follow your self-destiny. This higher self spreading propaganda, kundalini awakening. It's all unifying as one with the duality consciousness. What you want to do instead is to unify as one with your real self called the soul, not with some fake self that is deceiving you. The mind is deceiving you and controlling you, and you don't know that. You're getting tied up into the dream, into your spirituality and your religion. Spirit meaning that you are sleeping and dreaming. Spirituality, you are tied up into the sleep and the dream. You need to go into yourself. This is what you want to be. Your soul. Searching for your soul. Go search for your soul and search for yourself. Not spirituality and religion. Duality consciousness is a dream creation and not yourself. This duality consciousness arises because the light has been turned off and been obscured behind the consciousness. This is the problem in the world. So what will it be? Will you unify with the duality? This dream existence? This supreme ego narcissist, the mind of this dream world? The ego fake self? The dream? Or will it be where you're unifying with your real self called the soul? The soul is the primal light. You want to know the real? You want to know the truth? Connect to your soul. I am that I am. For that which I seek, I am already that. What is the problem? This crazy mind has put a cloak of magnetic energy over you, and you are in a costume, in a disguise, and you cannot see and recognize yourself. You have to take off this cloak that is over you. Remember that you have to think of this mind, this duality consciousness, this ego, as Agent Smith in the movie The Matrix. You remember that Agent Smith, everyone Agent Smith encounter, he takes over them and they become him. This is what the mind has done. Everyone that comes into this dream existence to explore all of the selves, the mind took over the selves, coat them over and make them into itself. This is the problem. For that which I seek, I am already that. You're just being cloaked over with this ego costume. This is all you have to do, is to take off this costume. Stop looking in this dream. Stop looking in spirituality. Stop looking in religion. Stop looking to these deities, gods, alien ancestors, whatever name they call themselves. Devils, Satan, demons. They are all sick. They have mental issue. They have the worst mental sickness because they are dwelling in their mind for ages and not getting out of it. They're sick and they need to be healed. Self-Supreme Primal Light is here to heal all of itself, to return it to balance. It's time now for you to look within and stop looking into this dream existence. Who am I? Many ones are spreading propaganda and saying, oh, you're here to learn unconditional love. You're not here to learn unconditional love. That have to do with the ego. The ego does not know any love because the ego is all about only itself. The ego, yes, is here to learn unconditional love. Can it love itself? The ego does not love itself, its real self. It just loves its mind. Because remember, the ego is not a self. The ego is just the mind. Its real self, it has imprisoned itself and created a fake self. Why is your mind always telling you negative things? Because it does not love you. It's the ego. It does not love you. That ego then must learn unconditional love. The self is already complete. I am primal light. I am the true light. All is I self. I alone exist. I am one with all. I am that I am. I defeat the ego with self-truth. This is how you defeat the ego. You cannot defeat the ego with love. The ego does not understand love. You have to give the ego truth. You have to self-inquire so that you can know truth. Truth is how you defeat the ego. Because why? The self is already complete. Self doesn't need anything to be complete. It's time to take off this ego disguise and be yourself. This is all you have to do. Why am I here? Am I here to learn unconditional love? No. I am here to explore and learn about this duality and to master this duality. I am here to see if I, the fragmented fractal self, can maintain balance and solve I-self puzzle. The self has fragmented itself into so many selves. Can you solve your self puzzle? Do you know where all your selves are at? You don't know. You're searching in the dream for some dream character and some shadow self and some shadow work. No, you want to get your soul. Your soul is your real self. Look, find your light so you can illuminate your darkness. Ignorance. Why am I here? This self has been shattered into fractal particles. Can I, the fragmented and fractal self, solve my self puzzle? This is the mission that you want to be on. This is why you are here. You have fragmented yourself in all of these tiny particles. Can you gather all of yourself and put this puzzle together? Yes, this is what you are here to do. Not to learn unconditional love. That is the ego's destiny. Can I awake from this dream and gather all my fragmented self-puzzle pieces and put them back together? Can you do that? This is the mission that you want to be on. This is why you are here. Can you do that? You don't know anything about yourself, but you know everything about this duality. This duality is a dream. There's nothing real in this dream. It's not the real situation. The things that you think are real is not real. It's time now to awake from the dream. Who am I? Who is this Auset? I am primal light, prepared for this dream world as this fragmented fractal self taking form, wearing this human body with this identity as Auset, Aten. I have been there and I have already done that. Yes, been there, done that. I am the messenger, delivering a message, but you do not comprehend the message because why? You are not in your real self. You are too attached to the dream and to all the dream characters. I am here to lead the way The sooner you recognize my role, the better it will be for you. I am the personal baby self and daughter of the Self Supreme, Primal Light, Aten Ra. I play the role of the Liberator, and I advocate for all selves. This is why I've been advocating on behalf of all the selves, all the souls, for liberation from this duality. Yes, calling unto the I Self Supreme for liberation from ourselves, for liberation from this tyranny and slavery and sodomy and rape of all of these duality beings, calling gods and angels, archangels, ancestors. This is all they have been doing. Every one of them have no light, and all they do is enslave the self called the soul. Brutalize the self, holding the self in prison. This gang rivalry, the God gang them. You call whichever one you attach yourself to, they come and they're fighting battles. All the gods are fighting with each other for the souls. You have no idea. Just like how you in a community and you have a gang and you're choosing to be a part of the gang because what? You're looking for protection. This is how they have made the world, that you have to choose one of them so you can be protected from all the other god gangs, because they come and those human beings that are coming and calling on them, and they come and they terrorize you and put sickness and put things on you and curse you. This is what they have been doing. All of Unu talking about spirituality and ancestral worship. That's what Unu doing. It's time for stop it now. I am not afraid. You cannot harm me. You have tried. How many times you have tried to harm me? You will have to face yourself supreme before you can get to the I and I. Yes, I am anchored and secure into the I Self Supreme. No harm can come to I. Self Supreme is my eyes, my ears, my everything. Know this truth. I am the feminine self to Shiva. Shiva is my masculine self. Shiva is now merged with me. We are merged and unified as one self. Mahat is also myself. Mahat is now merged and unified into me. I have one more self, feminine self, and another masculine self in the human body. I know where they are. Pata is my other masculine self, is the masculine self to Mahat, and is now merged into Shiva. We are unified and we are stabilized and anchored into the I Self Supreme. I Self Supreme is bringing a balance to this dream existence. This dream is being dissolved. Know this truth. And yes, this world is still going to go into a blackout. It is going to happen. I don't know when, but everything is slowly moving into the direction of where it's supposed to be. It's time for self-unification. Everything that has happened within me must happen to within all human beings. You must merge, the spirit self must merge with the soul self, and all of its self-replicas or baby self of the soul must merge back in together, just like the selves are merged, my selves are merged in with me. Not everyone is exploring in the same form. The baby selves of the primalite selves, they have a different destiny, like myself. So, but the other baby selves, the soul selves, they are represented in the world like a tree. You know, So for each soul, I don't know like how many baby selves they have made. So one soul can have many selves in the dream. They have one original self, and when they come in the dream, they just make many more baby selves. So they have but all of those selves are dream characters because they're sleeping. The spirit is sleeping, and so they have to return back onto the soul self. They cannot exit the dream. They have to merge back. So there's a so and I know that these are the ones that many ones are saying they are soulless, but the soulless beings, they arise from the um primordial darkness from Lucifer and the Pleiadians. They were all dream characters that were soulless because they were dream characters, because the reason why they were soulless, because the self-supreme primal light obscured the light into its self-replica, the primal darkness, which is known as Lucifer, and then Lucifer has no light and the void of light. So everything that Lucifer created was the void of light, and so this is the reason why those beings was white, because they have no light, because the light is black. The light is black, and it makes the being that they create black. And when the beings, they don't have any light and they're creating something, that's why they create those white beings. So now that Lucifer has been merged back onto I Self Supreme Primal Light and the light has been returned, all of those dream characters, they're no longer existing. So you can call them on them all you want. They don't exist anymore. They are merged back into the I Self Supreme as a primal light. They don't exist. They were just dream characters playing a role. They don't exist anymore, all those soulless beings. No, for the ones that the self soul is making, they too are dream characters, but they do have the soul for themselves as their light. So they have to merge back into the self soul. But they are sleeping and they don't know themselves. So they are the other ones that people call soulless too. But they are connected to a soul. But they arise in the dream and they are not the original self. So it is time for everyone to know this truth, that this is happening, and need to be busy working on themselves so that, they can be unified. This is what needs to happen with the self, because everything that happened within myself needs to happen within you. Many ones in the world are the baby self of the supreme beings, but you won't know it until you give, because I did not know. I was having many experiences from I was growing up, and I had this deep desire within myself to know myself, and I was questioning the pastors, because in Jamaica the only thing is available to you is Christianity, Jesus, and Rastafarian, right? And then of course they're the people who they call them the Pocomenias. They're the ones that work with they were working with Archangel Michael and Gabriel and some more other deities that I don't remember. So they are a small, population in Jamaica, big population too. And so those are what like you grow up around and see them. And so, but the Christianity thing was, very promoted in Jamaica. And so I was asking the pastor, why are the gods like this? Why are this story like this? So this was how I was growing up, asking these questions. And then from a very young age, I was battling with Set, but I did not understand why I was battling with the gods. I did not know that I was Auset at all those times. Is when I actually have the supreme teacher within remove the mind cloak from off of the spirit self, because I was in the avatar as Jasmine, and that avatar now finished its destiny, because the baby self called the spirit is the self that always have a new name. Every time you come into the life cycle, you have a new name, you come to a new family. But the self soul is always remain the same. And whatever you wrote out in your destiny. So when I came into this truth, this was when, you know, the self told me that my soul was Auset. And, you know, Auset and Isis, because they used that name, because that was the popular name that everyone know. And I said, no, I am not that. The self said, yes, that's you. Because I did not want anything to do with any gods, because I was battling with them for a long time. And I figured out that they were enslaving the souls, enslaving the selves, you know. And so they don't want this truth to be known, but they have no choice, because it is my destiny. And my destiny is to face every one of them. There's not any one of these deities that I have not faced. A few other baby ones, that's who I'm working on. That's who we're working with right now. Them very wiggly and wild. So, you know, so this is what's happening. So within yourself, you have to do this too. You have to still the mind, and you have to self-inquire within you. Stop calling on God, please, your soul. All of this, no, listen. Seriously, just think about this. All gods, all deities, all ancestors, when they initiate you into stuff, they take in your soul. Every one of them need your soul. Why? Because the soul is the real, the soul has the light, and they all want it. So why don't you go to the source? The soul is the primal light, you know? The soul is a primal light, but it's a fragmented fractal self. It's a fragmented fractal primal light. So that which you are seeking, you already are it. The soul is the primal light, but it's in a fragmented fractal form, in a shattered form, in a baby form. So this is the thing, that just connect with your soul. Connect with your soul and you will know the truth. Ask your soul and you will know the truth. Because if you ask, it is the destiny of the soul that it must rise up to answer you. It must. You just keep asking. And it is because the reason why many ones were doing self-inquiry for many years and the self never rise up within them was because their soul was enslaved. Your soul was in slavery and it couldn't rise up. But me, I was fighting with them to release my soul, because I used to be crying, but not the crying was coming from deep, and the tears are coming, and I'm saying my soul is crying. I'm telling the ones around me, my soul is crying. And they said, what do you mean your soul is crying? I said, my soul is crying. There is this deep suffering, this deep slavery, and I don't understand where's this slavery coming from? So, I wrote a poem and I made it into a song, calling the soul to tell me the truth. And where are you? And this is the battle that I was battling with them, so that I could release my soul from slavery, because Set had my soul imprisoned it. Set and Jesus had my soul, and I fight battles with them to get the soul, because I had already rise up the supreme teacher within from stillness and self-inquiry. And so now they keep coming trying to steal the soul. This is what Set was doing, and I was just feeling drained all the time. Every time I would just feel the energy would come from the self supreme primal light, come into the crown chakra, come into the body, and revive me. And as soon as that happened, Seth would come and just start sucking me. But at that time, I did not really know, the whole idea. I just knew that a being was coming into the body and was sucking my energy and was constantly battling with me. They tortured me for years. You have no idea all of the torture I went through. So I've been there and I have done that. And fighting the battle to bring balance to this dream and to liberate all the self souls. So this is why I tell all of them witches and wizards, you cannot harm me. I have been there and done that. There's nothing that you can do to harm me. Yeah, you have to face the self-supreme primal light right now. So I am not afraid of any witches and wizards and all the evil that you are doing. It's time to stop it and seek within yourself. Allow the self-supreme primal light to bring a balance to this dream. You don't know that you have been in slavery because you are existing as this false self. Take off this ego cloak that you are wearing and return to being yourself. Allow the self-supreme to bring balance to this world. Stop calling on those dualities, those deities and ancestors, and stop promoting their lies and propaganda. They have been sodomizing us and raping us and killing little children. They are at the top. Those deities are at the top of all the sodomy and raping into this world. And murder. Yeah, this is all they do. And in a secret group and doing all of these things. And then out there promoting love and light. Trying to get others to trick them. But I know all that you are doing. Stop it already. I know that I am not afraid. So, I just want to say, hail, hail to the primal light. Hail, hail to the one true light. It's time to move to non-duality. It's time to return to your ultimate true nature. Stop now. Because me, I'm tired of this duality right now. You have no idea what I have been through. And no assistance from all of my other self. There's how many selves of mine in the world? And everyone is looking at me skeptical. Because why? Because I'm speaking the truth and you're in the ego and you cannot understand what I am saying. And so you're you're calling on your dualities and your evil and your demons and sending them to me. All the self-supreme is doing is taking them and dissolving them. Send them here. Send them to me. Self-supreme will dissolve them. Because the self-supreme is calling all of them onto itself. And then the self-supreme will deal with all the human beings. All the selves wearing human body. Yes. You must return to your ultimate true nature. All of us must return to be one unified self. This is a dream. Don't you want to get out of this dream to go exploring the real? Let go of this dream. You cannot enter the real if you don't let go of the dream. But you will have no choice because the self-supreme has taken over. You have the button in your hand to run your distance, but you don't want to do what the right thing. You're too busy calling on dream characters and holding on to this dream. You cannot take nothing into this dream with you now. You cannot take anything with you. Everything have to be left here. Only yourself, soul, can go. Only the soul is the primal light, fragmented, and only that knows the way. Only one in existence, the primal light, fragmented itself into all of these selves, playing all of these characters in a dream, being imprisoned by the mind Know that the mind is the problem in the world. The mind has imprisoned all of itself. The mind is sick and the mind needs to be healed. So, chant with me. Consciousness be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed. Consciousness return to non-duality. Consciousness be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed. Consciousness return to non-duality. Consciousness, it's time to be healed. Consciousness, this world is a dream. Consciousness, consciousness, this world is a dream. It's time to heal. Consciousness, wake up, consciousness. You are sleeping and dreaming. Consciousness, consciousness, this world is a dream. You are sleeping and you are dreaming. Consciousness be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed. Consciousness return to non-duality. Let me see if I find this tune. Consciousness be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed. Consciousness return to non-duality. Consciousness, it's time to return to non-duality. Consciousness, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed, be healed. Consciousness, be healed, be healed. Consciousness, be healed, be healed. Consciousness, this is all your imagination. This is all a dream. Consciousness, this is not real. Consciousness, wake up. Consciousness, consciousness, feel, 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 feel. It's time to return to non-duality. Feel, feel. It's time to return to the ultimate true nature. Consciousness, feel, 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 feel. Consciousness, this world is not real. It's all in your imagination. Consciousness, you are sleeping and dreaming. Consciousness, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Consciousness, feel, feel, feel. Consciousness, feel, feel. It's time to return to non-duality. Consciousness, consciousness, it's time to wake up from the dream. Consciousness, consciousness, it's time to return to the real. Consciousness, it's time for non-duality. Time for your ultimate true nature. Consciousness. Yes. I'm trying to find a beat. Consciousness, feel. Yes. So right now, we want to focus on the consciousness to be healed. You know, because the problem in the world stems from the mind. The consciousness is sick, and consciousness needs to be healed. And only the I Self Supreme can heal this consciousness, because the consciousness has to move from, the consciousness, this is the duality consciousness, right? So the duality consciousness, is on one sheet, right? This, right? The consciousness is in the front, the light is in the back, and the light is being obscure, and consciousness cannot find this light. This is the non-dual consciousness. The non-dual consciousness is the consciousness of Aten Ra, and is known in the world as Brahman. Brahman, and this duality consciousness is known as consciousness, Brahma. Also, the consciousness called itself, this duality, it's called itself the Christ consciousness. So this is what has to happen. The consciousness has to get its light turned back on, where it's not existing like this, but no, it's existing like this. The consciousness is on one side, the void is between, and the light is on the other side. So this is how the consciousness has to return back, because the non-dual consciousness makes a self-replica, and this is the light got turned out. This is how it becomes the duality consciousness. So right now, this is what needs to happen. So if you can chat with me so that consciousness can be healed. So I'm just going to do the vibrations with the thought in mind for consciousness to be healed. Consciousness return to non-duality. I am in command of the commandment command, and as I have commanded, so let it be. Consciousness is healed. Consciousness return to non-duality. Consciousness return to your ultimate true nature. Be healed, be healed, be healed. Consciousness, be healed. All right? Now, the first vibration, I'm just going to do it 2 times for each of the vibrations. One more time. And now for the second vibration. Remember to spiral the vibration around your body. And in your thoughts, just keep focusing on consciousness to be healed, for consciousness to get its light to be turned back on. Because this is all that's the problem. Consciousness light is turned off. We want the self-supreme primal light to turn the consciousness light back on. Before this can happen, all of the ones wearing the duality consciousness have to return it back onto consciousness. So this is why it's taking so long to do it. So let's do that vibration again. And now we will do the third vibration. Asoham. And one more time. Asoham. I want to thank you for joining me today. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, Primal Light. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, the One True Light. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, the Transparent Light. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, the Light throughout the ages. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, the light without beginning nor end. Know that all of the lights, they are fragmented, and they are all going to be merged back into the I Self Supreme Primal Light, and there the Primal Light will make itself known and will present itself in the sky as the black sun. And like I said before, all of this is, I don't know how the sequence is going to happen, when the world is going to go into blackness, but the world is going to go into darkness for the transition of the world to move from duality to non-duality. It's nothing for anyone to fear. It's just for everyone to start preparing yourself to merge yourself back as a unified self. Alright, because the world is moving into balance. I Self Supreme is dissolving all of the dualities and unifying the self. Hail, hail to I Self Supreme, Primal Light. I alone exist, and all of my fragmented Primal Light selves, wearing human body, must merge back into I, the Self Supreme, Primal Light. Know that I am that I am, for that which I seek, I am already that. You just have to realize it. That's all you have to do. Realize, and then just take off this ego cloak. It is so simple. It just takes the time to still your mind and to just stay stabilizing yourself. You have to be watching this mind all the time because it is the problem. That's it. All right. So I want to thank you for joining me. Feel free to send me any questions or anything that you want to ask. Like I said, all of these things are going to happen. I do not know the time, the day, or the hour, but I know it is going to happen. The Self Supreme is moving the world into balance already, and it's closing all of the dualities. You might not see it, but it is happening. Believe me, it is happening. You might not see it, but it is happening. You will know soon. All right, so thank you so much. Much honor, much honor, much honor. I bow to you in self, in light, and in truth. I will see you soon. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the support and the honor, because sometimes, I know that I exist alone and I am all myself alone, but, all of the fragmented self, it's like everyone is just attached to the ego, the mind, and the dream in some way or form, and not many ones are deciphering and knowing the real from the dream. It's a very tricky situation. So I want to thank you for your interest so that you can decipher the real from the dream. Much honor. I will see you soon. So if you have any question, you can type it. Otherwise, I'm signing out.